Hey everybody. Okay, here is a Divine Feminine deep dive. So let's get into, I'm just going to get a few energies that the feminines are processing at this time from the feminine perspective, from the words. I'm going to see what's being transmuted. I'm hearing 3 energies, and then how that's going to play out in the 3D Divine Masculines. So this is a little bit for cross watchers, Divine Masculines that might want to take a look here where the Divine Feminines are at. So let's see. Wow, we got 3 already. So 3 energies that the feminines are processing. I have so much desire for you. I would do anything for you in the reverse, meaning they won't compromise their own worth. They won't go against the natural order of love. With these connections, you know, with karmic connections, Divine Feminines may have been desperate, may have done anything. They won't do that here. And that doesn't just mean, you know, messaging first. That's like, I don't even count that one, to be honest. Like, if you are a feminine and you message your masculine 111 first, that's not chasing. It's the energy that you do things in that is chasing or not, or desperate or not. So Divine Feminines have balanced out. They're containing themselves, but that doesn't mean they're not taking action. The action they take might be anything from brave to abundant, joyful, but they're still balancing their own inner masculine. That doesn't mean, you know, doing anything. It just means they're not going to be in less than love with you anymore, or with someone anymore. And I left because you told me to. So they're processing that you, Divine Masculine, have, you know, told them to be with other people, have said you don't want this connection. You have possibly only been testing, but nonetheless, there have been many messages, masculines, that you have given that have come through you, that have taught the feminines to be autonomous in their own, and to, you know, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. So the feminines have done things that they have gotten the message that you've told them to in some way, whether it was straight up verbally or through your actions, whatever it was. And they are seeing the infinite nature of this connection, so that even if they have gone because you've said so, or you've ended it, or you've rejected, that the love is still here. And so there is this still sense of, you know, being in that unconditional love, where they are still poised for the return to a focus once and for all in these connections. Okay, so let's get into what is the transition energy here. So I have so much desire for you. The feminines know that they have so much desire for you, Divine Masculine, and that's just not going away. You are like no one else. They love you more than anybody they've ever connected with. They actually, in many cases, have seen that this is the first time they've actually loved, compared to what has happened that they thought was love to begin with, or in the past. It's been absolutely incredible that they have actually loved you. Okay. Tenderness. The energy of tenderness activates our capacity to open our hearts and approach the world and each other with gentleness and care. So I have so much desire for you. Exactly. They've never had a connection where they have felt so much capacity to approach someone with this much tenderness and care. How is that playing out in the 3D? Wow, we got so many. So yeah, joy and celebration, this foundation. They've never had a connection that has felt so light, so joyful, so much potential, so much real. Yes, soulmate, burden, and secret. So this has been a secret connection. There have been lots of people involved, but there has been this tether to the heart through it all. And there's been so much tenderness. It's like through thick and thin, good times and bad, sickness and in health, your feminine still has this soft spot for you, Divine Masculine. I have so much desire for you, it does not quit. Beautiful. So I would do anything for you. That is that compromising energy. So what can we see? Feminines. What is the transition energy here? Freedom. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. So they may come towards you, but not always. They will always choose themselves and not lose themselves in these connections, and they know that's for the greater good. How is this playing out in their 3D? This is a truth that's setting them free. Exactly. This is what's moving forward. They are becoming a specialist in when they can see that they're giving their power away. So they will not give their power away to you, Divine Masculine. That does not mean they are not submissive or feminine or allowing this connection to create love. Just because they don't do what you have said going forward, or they do what you've said even when you haven't meant it, they have been following their North Star. And so just like you have been living your life that way, this is the truth that's emerging for the feminines. They will do anything except betray their own inner knowing, even regarding this connection. And that all the kinks are being worked out before union, before permanent physical union, I just heard. Okay, I left because you told me to. What can we see as the transition energy for the feminines with this? So, allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So I left because you told me to. The feminines have allowed that. They have just dropped it, you know, instead of fighting and being effing karmic and chasing and being calling you out, Divine Masculines, on, you know, the inauthenticity of you possibly doing certain things. Your feminine could have gone karmic on your ass. They did not. They allowed it. As you wish, like the Princess Bride. You've said some things, Divine Masculine, and your feminine has been as you wish, because they know their worth. And if you haven't been able to see it, they're not going to push that. They're not going to give you a paper cut in the soul, Divine Masculines. They're not going to do that. So they left because you told them to. Well, how is this playing out in the 3D, in the material realm? Ooh, they're looking for love. And they have literally decided that you may or may not be their counterpart. And so they're allowing whatever needs to happen in their lives to come. And they want to be delighted by you. They love you, but they are also not willing to be with somebody who is, you know, not as there yet, deep on it as they need. They're not going to lower their vibration to have you at all costs, like a karmic relationship would, Divine Masculines. And that is true self-worth. Yay, Divine Feminines. Okay, what can we see for the Divine Feminines? How are the Divine Feminines thinking of these connections? How are they thinking of you, Divine Masculine? What are the feminines feeling about these connections? So I'm going to do in the 3D what the feminines are experiencing in their emotions, their bodies, their sensing. So on the conscious mind, the things that are a layer deeper than that. And I'm going to get the energetic, so the cosmic vantage point, and then I'm going to get what the future potentials are from the feminine side of the energy. So this is, again, for you Divine Masculines to have a look at what the feminine's perspective is, so you can have increased empathy. So conscious mind for these connections, they see that they've missed opportunities, but whatever, we're eternal. We can handle it. We've got more to come with you or without you, Divine Masculines. Although there is this nostalgia, the feminines choose you. They would like you. You're their preference, but they're also seeing the value. It's like they have closure. They could be your friend. They'd be okay if they never talk to you again, but hubba hubba, they really would like a lot more than that. But They'll be fine if you're not that one for them, because they know their worth. And this is where they won't lose themselves in a connection. So that's on their conscious mind. The feminines have got that straight. What are they feeling? Sweet results await. Bee spirit. So again, it's in the reverse. I've got to be honest and not sugarcoat this. Honeybees, this just means that the feminines on a deeper level know they're going to be okay if you are not their one. You know, there's a sting and there's the sweetness of honey, and everything is welcome here. I often say this. I wish I remembered who said this. If you know, put it in the comment below. To everything that has happened, I say thank you, and to everything that will be, I say yes. So that's where the feminines are at energetically. What's going on? The cosmic adventure, exploration, and discovery. Yeah, we're just all souls on this galactic transport train, galactic transporter. This is a very cosmic overview that the feminines are in non-attachment, because this could go either way. They are so grateful for the lessons that they've had here, but they don't need this to happen. They do see the value in coming together with someone that they share this affinity with, but they know they're up for the adventure. And if it's not this, it's going to be love or above. It's going to be better. So they're really believing that the best is yet to come, whether in this connection or with another connection. They know they deserve love. This is the humility. They don't have to fight for this to be successful at all cost. They know they deserve love, and so they are allowing it. They're becoming receptive. And this connection has shown them the error of their karmic ways, because they've been shown, because they've been impeccable in these connections, divine masculines, to the best of their ability. It has continued to calm their ego and allow them to see what really matters. And I do want to say kudos to you, true divine masculines, because you resisting these connections while you've tried to decide if it is lust or something more has been giving a beacon of love in exchange. I do want to give a shout to the masculines who have been so enamored, so floored by these connections and the intensity that you have resisted, so that you were not blinded by lust, if that's what was going to be all that was here. Does that make sense, divine feminines, that your masculines were so blown away by the level of compatibility that they thought it was lust, and they just didn't want to be deluded, that they didn't want to dishonor you or them and chalk it up to, or to get into something that was more powerful chemistry than they've ever had with a karmic partner. So they just didn't want to make it a worse disaster. If that's all this was, they wanted to get to know you. They wanted to see what this was. They wanted to trust it wasn't too good to be true. So yeah, feminines have been supported by that fact. Divine masculines, how could they not? Even if it's not on the conscious mind, they've energetically sensed it. They have understood that no matter what, they deserve love. And these connections standing the test of time. You know, internally we keep thinking of each other. Externally, there's still cycles of connection that keep coming back even when we think all is lost. So that sharpening block has created a real depth here. Impossible love stories becoming resilient and real. What are the feminine's conscious minds for you, divine masculine? They're open to what will come. Be fearless and bold. It's always sharpening their edge so that they are brave, so they keep going forward. They keep letting go of anything that kind of becomes dismissive or accusational or projections. They're letting go of those things. They don't want to go there with you, divine masculine. They want you to be autonomous. They want to not tell your story. They want you to show them who you are through continually to show up. You know, when these foibles get processed, the connection remains strong. Their communication keeps going. Time and cycles come in. they just want you to be truthful to you. So in the times that you've said things out of fear, they want you to not do that again. In the times that you have genuinely wanted to go elsewhere in love, they hope that eventually that brings you more consistently to them. But if those things don't happen, they're going to be okay. Energetically, what are the feminines thinking of you? True self, passion, motivation, and purpose. Exactly. The more you are authentic to you, the more everybody involved and the more your feminine can be authentic to them, the more true alignment can be witnessed. When we are inauthentic, we can pretend to have alignment, or we can hope that we have alignment. But when we both come into impeccable alignment, it kind of does the work for us, because we're either in alignment with that person or we're not compatible. But when we've got all these convoluted layers, how would we know? And so, yeah, energetically, everybody's been sharpened by these connections. And as a group, humanity is being sharpened by these connections. I saw 1555. What is the direction? The levers, the higher love templates are grounding through this process of becoming authentically ourselves. And because there's so much unconditional love here, we have the spaciousness to do this as a reflection of another. And that is extraordinary. What are the feminines feeling on the heart space for the masculines? The spiritual connection. They've been given these signs and synchronicities. Number syncs, I just heard, keys. There are mirrored alignments. That's what I'm getting from this, that there are very clear mirrored alignments that the feminines are aware of here, and things that have come directly from you. Somehow, divine masculines, that the feminines are now seeing in their reality reflected. So I'm getting it's a cause and effect. You've said something or done something, and the feminines have seen the spooky action at a distance on their side. So it's not just the universe giving the feminines signs and synchronicities anymore. You've been the voice of the divine, this high priest. You've channeled something, and then the feminines have seen the echo in their reality, and that is different than just seeing signs and synchronicities without your direct involvement, or without a masculine's direct involvement. So there can be karmic situations that we think are these kinds of divine connections because we're seeing signs and synchronicities. But really, look at the difference between signs and synchronicities that point us on our own individual true paths, and then signs and synchronicities that show the confirmation of mirroring between the two individuals, coming straight from firsthand experience and firsthand experience aligning. That's a new thing that's ushering in physical world alignment, I just heard. So instead of just training in understanding omens and signs and synchronicities, we're starting to see it become more practical, real, accessible through divine masculines, and then the reflected energy in the divine feminines through firsthand real experience. Cool. What are the feminines sensing about? Believe in yourself. So this is continuing to ground the worthiness in the feminines as your partner, divine masculine, and confirm that you truly are each other's partner, because it's coming from you and they're seeing this, and it's helping believe that they are your person, that you are meant to be together, because they are seeing this tethered energy alignment with you specifically, not just in alignment in their life, like randomly seeing 111. That says pay attention to our own independent thoughts, things are happening. But if you say 111 and then they see 111 at the same time you say it at a distance or whatnot, even if it doesn't happen in real time, it's that kind of thing, that it's directly correlated to you having done that. So there's an extra layer of it. What can we see for the energetic path change, paradigm shifts, adjustment? Yeah, we're going from just the cosmic to the specific in partnerships. I hope everybody's understanding that message. And where's this going? It's showing us that we have personal, intimate unique wishes, that it's not just this intangible airy fairy what does it mean kind of stuff. It's like it's starting to become more personal, more real, more intimate. It's grounding. What can we see for the feminine's heart space for you masculines? Oh, the nurture. This is the wifey card, but living together, the inner child. So I'm getting that this is the feminines reparenting their own inner child to really affirm their worth. But this is also what is the prerequisite to be a true partner, true wifey material with somebody for the long term. So the feminines are seeing that they are your match. Instead of wondering if you think they are your match, they are getting this confirmation that they are indeed a match for you. So they may have thought you were their perfect match in the past, but now their eyes are being opened and they're seeing energetic tethers that the universe is making the two of you, that the universe is showing the feminines they are your match. Not so much them feeling and thinking that you are their match, but now they're having this confirmation that they are yours, that they were made for you, that you are made for them. They're seeing this other layer. Whoa. And take a leap of faith. Grasshopper. So yeah, this is helping them not need to take a leap of faith. It's grounding it and making it real. I just heard on the heart space, there's a knowing that surpasses just faith. Golden seed, light, wholeness, warmth, well-being. This is that solar plexus energy in the masculine reading. Whoa, that was just mind-blowing. Go check that out. 2121. Rest, 7. This is a period of rest. So light, wholeness, warmth, well-being. Energetically, the feminines are feeling calmed by this and whole, supported. And the devil, this is the material realm. This is the most material realm card we can get. This is grounding into the physical. Oh, I just heard Capricorn season. That means, December, that's Christmas time and that sort of those holiday times. By then it's going to be a whole different story, I just heard. Whenever you watch this, by next Capricorn season, just you wait and watch what's going to happen. You will no longer require a leap of faith. It will be so whole that you will not need to go out on a limb to understand the reality of the love that's here. 2222. Amazing. Okay, what are the feminines wishing for in their lives? To walk away from anything that does not emotionally fulfill them. Oh, there's the watch and wait. I just saw this card when I said that. So watch and wait. Watch how these connections come in this year. Luminosity, light body activator, luminosity, empowerment, forward motion. Exactly. So there is a forward motion based on a new foundation, a new reality, where there is an energetic knowing that these are divinely orchestrated. These connections are of true alignment. These connections are not by chance. They are not guesswork. They're becoming real. The proof is being revealed. These are connections that are going forward with lightness, with joy, with well-being, and forward motion. No more guesswork. The heartaches being released. There is healing. They're going to be healing together, I just heard. So as we get past the markers of disbelief and needing to take leaps of faith, we're coming into the grounding, the reality, the affirmation, the knowing, the solidity, the materialization of these connections. As they go forward, they're going to be deeply healing. We are infinite and we will perpetually come back into oneness with Source. And if that means actually having romantic relationships that feel good to us with no secret shame or guilt, no secrets under the surface between the two, no pretending, then so be it. That is what we will need to experience to come back into love. And so this ushers the beginning of real mass exodus from pretend relationships to the real deal, where our hearts are held, where energetic connection is exonerated. It's coming into reality. What can we see for how the feminines want to manifest in these connections. Inner bravery that this love could really exist and you are never alone. More layers of seeing how the feminines have progressed energetically, spiritually, are being shown, that they haven't been in this alone, that it has worked together, that all karmic situations, all soulmate situations, these twin connections, that it's all been part of the masterful path, and that the feminines have never been alone on this journey. Every set and setting circumstance has contributed to the feminines understanding their God self. Intention, mental breakthroughs, and ideas. Yes, things are starting to shift massively in favor of love. This is the new beginning. This is what catches a fire across the planet when we're coming from this cosmic vantage point of the real meaning of life, that it's all been a group effort, that unity consciousness, that is a soul spark. It's like, oh, I'm hearing Jerry Garcia again, turn your friends on. This is where everybody catches a fire. What can we see for the actions the feminines are taking? Okay, so they're not willing to focus directly on you, divine masculine. They know you're there, and you're not necessarily on the back burner. They just don't want to harm themselves by overly longing. They want it to gel. They want it to just hit properly. And so they are aware of you, and they've just set that intention out there, and they are just gonna let it unfold naturally. They're going to carry on and keep calm. Rebirth is assured. Yeah, they're so sure that what is meant for them will not be lost, that they don't need to obsess and fixate directly on you anymore. They're taking it in stride. Hydrogen atom, consciousness, beginning, and faith. So again, this is a new level, a new cycle of faith coming in, that they're no longer taking the leap of faith to believe that someone like you could love them. They're now seeing that everything meant for them will not be lost, and they're looking at how to interpret their reality through that level of consciousness, that they can't lose what is meant for them. Exactly. Energetically, they're getting those signs about it being you, divine masculine. So, you know, I just heard play with it, but not necessarily, taunt and tease, but enjoy it, celebrate it together. What can we see for the feminine's actions straight to these connections at this time? Free-spirited, we got this for the masculines, laying the burden down, like honoring these connections by affirming them, not adding layers of, oh, should I say that? Should I believe that? No, this is direct. This is essential. This is speaking from knowing. This is acting based on one's own truth, not acting because of something the masculine said. We got into a big level of as you wish. I don't remember. Was that the beginning of this or the other masculine reading? Okay, now is a lucky time. So the feminines understand that the veil is thin right now to see what each really wants. It's like the blinders are being taken away from the times when each counterpart has said things that were not the deepest truth and nothing but the truth. Those blinders are being cleared, and everybody's seeing that we've all been sort of bumbling through these connections, but doing the best we can, and that if we have a lot of love, then the other person I'm drawing a blank. The other person actually was mirroring that. Anyways, I hardly ever have bloopers like that. Yay! Undoubtedly. That's the word I was getting. Yeah. So, the feminines are seeing that it's like we're seeing very, very clearly where the insecurities were running the show, masculines, and where it was your authentic self. Invocation, spellcraft, summoning, and ceremony. So there's like a ceremony in the heavens I just heard, where we've reached a marker of consciousness where we're no longer buying the illusions of the devil. We've overcome that. We've evoked a level of perception as a collective agreement that we can't see relationships the same way we used to see relationships in the past. There's too much sharing of information, too much collective agreement that we don't subscribe to certain codes of conduct anymore. We're not naive to them anymore. And we're also seeing that when people behave a certain way, hurt people hurt people. It's not that it is because of somebody's worthiness. It's actually, in karmic sense, we kind of show our worst side to those we love the most in some ways. As we outgrow that, we try to protect those that we love from that stuff. And then when we've come into our own, we meet up as our healed versions. So there's lots of stages here. Self-love is the key to all of it. And the feminines understand, to each their own. Your journey is your journey, their journey is their journey, and there is this brand new realized autonomy coming in. What is the biggest challenge for the feminines? Unconditional self-love, continuing to align, trust the great mystery, allowing the rebirth of these connections to come in through incredible self-love and alignment, and karmic completion, seal of fulfilled transformation, alchemy, metamorphosis, and karmic completion. So biggest challenge for the feminines is loving themselves while this great mysterious karmic completion is rolling out for you, divine masculines, and focusing on their own healing while that happens. In your side of the energy, the feminines are continuing to stay in their side of the energy and heal through unconditional self-love. What is the solution here? Trusting, divine feminines, that energy precedes itself, that your perfect match won't be stolen by another energy, that at the end of the day you will be the choice because your soul is the resounding bright star that your masculine is drawn to, and that this friendship will be shown, will be rewarded. Bring your ideas to life. So right now, divine feminines, bring your own ideas to life, live your life. I just heard 24 weeks. So again, we're getting like this year of becoming where the two shall be left standing, and things are going to be so different going forward. Yeah, that makes sense, because isn't that the 2024? Oh yeah, this is like New Year's. Isn't 24 weeks like maybe New Year's? I'm getting a few. Christmas Eve to New Year's Day is going to be profound for unions, I just heard. Ooh. So the feminines are sensing something coming. Ancestry, courage, wisdom, and empathy is the energetic thing. So there is some cosmic ancestral backing here as well, and great empathy, with the clarity that nothing anybody does is about us, it's about them. That empathy is really coming in. The ancestors are here to allow people to understand this wisdom, that it's not about us. And it's a sacred gift when we get an up close front row seat for somebody being in their own becoming. It's pretty rare that we get that intimate glimpse into somebody else's awakening, and these connections are bringing us all into the sacred remembrance of our God selves even further, where it has to do with love relationships. And so the ancestors are here, like, you are designing this, divine feminines, divine masculines. Have empathy for your counterpart's plight of becoming. Allow that, but don't, be codependent and dismiss the importance of it or try to do it for them. That doesn't mean rejecting them while they're going through it. Have this courage to just stay the course, everybody, and trust that the two shall be left standing. So you don't need to communicate, you don't need to rush this. There is a slow and steady kind of energy coming in here, where each idea, with each motion, there is this awareness. I'm just getting this deep dive again with this whale and the eel, that there's a deep dive into emotions. So that can be that counterparts are going to start to get to know each other on a more genuine level, past all those layers of the lust, that there can be more friendship coming in that will result in romantic love. Believe in it, divine feminines. with this Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. This is knowing that there is no one like you, that these connections, that you deserve love. The Four of Cups also here is talking about the unrequited love from the past and missed opportunities coming back around, redemption of connections. What is, let's see, am I on the solution or was that the solution? Yeah, that was the solution. So where are these connections going in the next 3 weeks? This new beginning is coming in. We're starting to see the initial new things in the physical starting here, laying a solid foundation. So before the go time happens, there is this solid foundation. Everybody's busy working away here behind the scenes right now to lay a foundation in our own lives where these connections are safe to flourish. I just heard, oh my goodness. So everybody is still facing these major life decisions or even subtle attitude adjustments. Whatever is coming in is reflected between the counterparts, even behind the scenes, before these connections come into the physical in full alignment. We are laying a solid foundation in preparation. Etheric reflector, spiritualization of matter and reflected light. So both counterparts are mirroring in ways that have never been mirrored before, and it's bringing this spiritual awareness into the physical, grounding it in the physical. Twin flame union. Look at that, Caduceus and the love there, where both have got this self-love and are reuniting. That's where this is going. So there is a solid foundation, and if you've watched right to the end, you're on track to be embraced in this new cycle coming in, that you are currently laying a foundation. So in the next 3 weeks, you will at very least see some major milestone and change that has been hard won, karmically speaking, towards real love in your life. Keep going, counterparts. Keep going, twin flames. Keep going, humanity. Let's do this. Let's heal the planet. Let's heal relationships. Let's do this.